And I think the pressure just built up on me. And through a conversation, I blurted it out, probably louder than I should. And I blurted out, I have cancer. And as my three sisters and my mom and my brother in laws just kind of stood there and looked at me, nobody knew what to say because I'm the oldest of four girls and I'm the leader and I'm not the one that breaks down. I'm the one that's supportive. I'm the one, I don't lose my cool. I don't lose it. But it was so much and so overwhelming. I think I couldn't hold it in. So we went to the hospital and had the surgery. And I had decided that as I went in for my surgery, that this was my life and my surgery, and we were going to do it my way. So I had surgery in the afternoon, and I had made up my mind exactly how I wanted things to go. So I had to check into the hospital in the afternoon. They take you back to the pre-op area. I found out that I am not alone and that I am very loved because in a room where you're only supposed to have two people, we had, I think, close to 15. And these wonderful team members and family members that were there that made me laugh and made me forget about why I was the one laying in the hospital bed. We even took a selfie in the hospital bed. I'll post it in the show notes. But I was not alone. Any step of the way of this journey, I was not alone by any means. So the doctor comes in, the anesthesiologists come in, they all come in and they tell you their part and what they're going to do and how this is going to go. And the anesthesiologist comes in and what I said to him was, okay, I'm going to tell you right now, this is what I want. When I am rolled down to the operating room, said, when I get into the operating room, I want to hear the song by Journey, Don't Stop Believin'. And I said, and I want the entire operating room, all the nurses, all the assistants, I want everybody singing Don't Stop Believing, and then you can put me under and put me to sleep. I said, but that's how I want it done. And he just kind of looked at me and he smiled and he said, okay, well, I've never had that request before. And the surgeon came in and I told him the exact same thing. I said, this is what I want. I want to hear Don't Stop Believin'. I want to hear all the nurses and the staff singing. And then I'm happy to go under and then you can start your procedure. Then you can start your surgery. So we get ready and they're wheeling me down to the operating room. And my friend that works at the hospital, she had on Spotify, she had Don't Stop Believin'. So we actually had the song Don't Stop Believin' playing all the way up into the operating room. And we get into the operating room and the doctor's in there and he had to do a procedure on me to kind of numb me at the waist. Before that, and he said to me, you just heard Don't Stop Believin'. He said, I'm not playing Don't Stop Believing right now. I'll play you another Journey song. So he's got Spotify all keyed up and he plays a different Journey song and he does this procedure and then they lay me down and he said, okay, now I'll play Don't Stop Believin'. So he started Don't Stop Believin'. I hear all the nurses and the staff in the operating room singing, and that's the last thing I remember. The next thing I know, I'm in recovery. It didn't bode well with the anesthetic, and I got sick, and I'm apologizing to everybody around me because I felt bad because I was sick. I was the one that was throwing up, and I didn't want them to have to take care of me. And then I was in the hospital for about 4 days, and I remember leaving the operating room. I remember getting up to my room, and I remember getting into bed. And the next 4 days were just kind of a blur. I don't remember much. I remember people coming in and out. I remember the doctor coming in and explaining to me that they had taken out 14 inches of my colon and 21 lymph nodes. And they had to test the lymph nodes, but they would later find out that 4 of the 21 lymph nodes were positive. That showed that there was some disease inside those lymph nodes as well. And other than that, I don't remember much of those 4 days that I was in the hospital. So when I was released from the hospital, I couldn't come home because we had a 2-story home, and so I needed to go someplace. So I stayed at my mom's, which I was grateful that my mom is as healthy as she is at her age, of the ripe age of 73. She's a very young 73 at the time, and she was very accommodating. She was very willing to take care of me, and again, my fear of being alone, I was not alone. So since then, my Surgery has been fine. I've got a 3-inch scar on my tummy and about 3 other little scars. They were able to do the surgery laparoscopically. So I healed without any challenges at all. Having to go in and see the oncologist put a whole new set of beliefs, and I have a different perspective now when dealing with the women that we serve through Hello Gorgeous. Sitting in that room, being very nervous, not knowing what your test results are going to be. I went for a PET scan down in Indianapolis because my type of cancer is a very rare type of cancer, so they needed a special nuclear dye that would pick up the type of cancer that I had to see if there was anything left in my system. I'm happy to report that I didn't need any further treatment. It was just the surgery at that point in time, but I do see an oncologist every 3 months. And to this point, being 6 months out, I'm stable. And the oncologist said I may never need treatment, that it may be stable for the next 10 years. However, I've done things to make sure that I remain healthy and stay as healthy as possible. I've changed my diet and I'm exercising regularly and just really making sure that I can take control of this journey because it's my journey. And we were very close-lipped about this in the beginning. I guess I wasn't ready to expose my vulnerability. I didn't want people to question whether I was able to carry on with our organization and the work that we do. But I feel like now, hopefully, that when you saw me out, I didn't look any different, and people would have no idea that I had the surgery and the extent of surgery that I did, and that I just feel like it's time to share my story. However, here are a few tips that I want to offer to you before we leave. Number 1, listen to your body. If you are having some abnormal symptoms, don't ignore them. If you're having symptoms now, stop ignoring them. Take a trip to the doctor. Are you having symptoms that you're ignoring? Make sure that you call the doctor. A simple trip to the doctor can help you avoid something. I wish that I would have gone earlier. I wonder about that. Had I gone earlier, would it have been something that would be better? And just let me clarify too. I don't have colon cancer. I have a neuroendocrine cancer that happened to grow on the colon, and that's way different. It's different than a colon cancer. And at my first trip to the oncologist, he said to me, you and I are in this for the long haul. So I know I'm going to be here for a long time. I want to make the best of it that I can. So, but I can't help but think that had I discovered it a little bit earlier, had it been better. So don't avoid any of those symptoms that you're having. Make sure that you have them checked out. Go to the doctor. If you're over 50 and if you have yet to have a colonoscopy, have a colonoscopy. If you think that some of those colon screening tests are for the birds, and actually my doctor even admitted that too, she would think that that was something that was worthless, that they put even elderly patients through. I can tell you right now, it's not a joke. And they do discover things that maybe you otherwise couldn't discover, and they can avoid something going further past the point of no return. So if you're having symptoms, I encourage you to check them out. Number 2, follow your doctor's orders. Whatever the doctors tell you, go get the test, go get the blood work. But do what you can too. Make sure that there are ways that you can adapt your diet. You can do the exercise. You can live a healthier lifestyle. How much healthy stuff are you getting in nowadays? Take the supplements, talk to your doctor. Number 3, speak up, be your own advocate. Ask the questions. Remember that your doctor works for you. I'm so grateful that I was able to tell them exactly what I wanted and that they listened to me. Number 4, attitude is everything. Remember that life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. You may not be able to control your situation or your circumstance, but you can control your thoughts around your situation, your circumstance. And number 5, don't make it a big deal. Just like what I did with Seth. If you make it a big deal, it's a big deal. Don't make it a big deal. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you have a loved one that's battling cancer and can use some support, we've got a great offer right now. I created an online course called Restoring Your Beauty During Cancer. Right now, we're offering $20 off the course. If you use the coupon code POST-COVID20 off coupon, and at the Thinkific, if you go to our website, you can actually find the online course there. The course is $27 as opposed to $47. So we'd love for you to share that with your loved ones battling cancer. We'd like you to check out the free resources on our website, which is www.hellogorgeous.org. If any questions, please contact me at kbecker@hellogorgeous.org. We invite you to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and download our mobile app. Thank you for joining me today and allowing me to share my story with you on Hello Gorgeous, everything beauty, cancer, and inspiration. I'm your host, Kim Becker. And until next time, stay gorgeous.